Goosebumps is a new series on Hulu and Disney Plus based on the R.L. Stine novels. So today, let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name is Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Disney Plus and Hulu. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. A group of 5 high schoolers embark on a shadowy and twisted journey to investigate the tragic passing 3 decades earlier of a teen named Harold Biddle, while also unearthing dark secrets from their parents' past. I loved Goosebumps as a kid. I loved watching the original show on Fox, and I loved collecting the books. My grandmother and I would go to Goodwill to try to find all of the books, and actually I just completed the collection, the original collection, just a few weeks ago. So it was fun to collect all of the books from 4th grade to now. It felt very important to me as my grandma and I collected these years ago. So I was really looking forward to Goosebumps. I enjoyed the Jack Black movies, and so this one felt very different, much darker tone to what I know from Goosebumps. And it tells a continuing story of 5 high schoolers that start to experience different Goosebumps stories like Cuckoo Clock of Doom and The Haunted Mask and Slappy. And that's told throughout a continuing story of 5 high school students that start to dig deeper into their parents' past and a teen that was killed named Harold Biddle and how it's affecting them and these stories as well. I do prefer that literally anthology style to the original Goosebumps series, but I gotta say that this series was a lot of fun. The beginning, the first few episodes does take its time to introduce the characters, getting situated with their story and how it's connected to their family's past, and introducing the Goosebumps stories. But once you get into the stories and how they're playing out throughout the whole series, that's when it becomes a lot of fun. You can really just start to focus on individual characters and the Goosebumps story as well. When you look at the first story, Say Cheese and Die, it does take a lot of time to introduce the characters, and there's very limited time with Say Cheese and Die. But once you get past all of that, that is when a lot of the story is able to flourish throughout each episode and then balancing a continuing story as well. So once you get past our initial setup, that's when the series becomes a lot of fun and more like Goosebumps. And I think the continuing story, its development is strong throughout. We have Justin Long in here that plays a teacher that is connected to the past moments 3 decades earlier. And the story does a great job of developing along the way, there's some compelling moments for the teens and their parents. Looking at the backstory of Harold Biddle and what had happened to him and the teens' parents as well. So the film does a great job of balancing the Goosebumps side of it, the story, but also a continuing story as well, to where you feel connected to it and you're interested in what's going to happen to these teens and what happened to the parents as well. I really like some of the Goosebumps side to it and having their own kind of spin on it and feeling like it is playing off of the story. When you look at like the Haunted Mask, and the mask is controlling the person, or Cuckoo Clock of Doom, where you're in this time loop, and Say Cheese and Die, looking at the picture and what's going to happen to that person. It feels very much like Goosebumps. But honestly, my favorite stories are when Slappy is involved. It feels like an anthology series when you get to Slappy, and then just having Slappy in the series feels like Goosebumps. And I love seeing Slappy in here. It's a lot of fun. And a lot of the episodes too are really entertaining. They feel very modern. Jokes and the characters do feel very modern. It feels like a nice approach. It's a nice approach to bringing the stories to a modern, current audience. It does work. The series does feel much darker in tone to the most recent Goosebumps adaptations, the Jack Black. That felt more targeted towards a younger kid audience, where this Hulu Disney Plus series feels targeted more towards a teen audience. It does talk a lot about marriage and families and teens relationships and things that they go through. I feel like there's going to be moments that kids are not really going to be able to understand or even care about. So in that regards, I think it's more targeted towards like a 12 to maybe like 15 years old. But if you grew up watching Goosebumps as a kid, there's going to be a lot of things that you do appreciate. Seeing Slappy and the haunted mask, that's a whole lot of fun. And honestly, the continuing story does feel like a Goosebumps story. Of the kids that are starting to investigate what happened with their parents and this teen 30 years ago. It does feel like Goosebumps when you start to develop it and you investigate it all. That does feel like a Goosebumps story within itself. Justin Long is a lot of fun in here. You're not sure what to get with this character at first, but once he comes into light and who he actually is, it's a lot of fun. The characters all have a lot of great chemistry, and you start to get invested in their storyline throughout the series. But overall, Goosebumps was a lot of fun. I like the story in here. I do prefer that anthology style that the original Goosebumps series had. And it just makes me want to go back and watch that Goosebumps series. But this was a lot of fun. I like the stories of the Goosebumps novels incorporated throughout the series and the continuing story and investigating the parents and the kids as well. That was a lot of fun. Darker tone, much more mature compared to what I've seen for Goosebumps before. And it's really targeting a teen audience, and I think that kids will enjoy watching this as well. It's got some nice effects throughout. Go Eat Worms, that was a lot of fun in this series as well. So Goosebumps, if you enjoyed watching it, I highly recommend checking it out on Hulu and Disney+. So before I give you my score for Goosebumps on Hulu and Disney+, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie-related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give Goosebumps a B. Thank you guys for checking out my review for a new Goosebumps series on Disney Plus and Hulu. Have you guys seen it by chance? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.